Yes. Morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 10 plus years of experience in Python environment. My experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? So yes. Before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes. Mm.
Yes, yeah, it's visible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Why Python? Already we have got many other programming languages. Why again Python, right? And the two Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. And reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Who can learn Python? Who can learn Python? Right. There is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python. Python statements look like normal English statements. How Python was built. How Python was built and how Python was derived by taking the features from different other programming languages. Python real-time applications. Before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are we developing. Means what kind of applications are getting developed using Python. Python usage, the company is using Python and there's applications built using Python, Python features, Python comparison with other programming, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular and that Python job market, current job market of Python and the scope of Python in the coming years, right? This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow session, right? Yes. Why Python? Starting with why Python. I define Python in 5 lines. It is a general purpose programming language. It is a general purpose programming language. Before Python, before Python, there were some programming languages. Like if you heard about this, like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based. These are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes, right? Pascal. For complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. Means they are used for a specific purpose. These are purpose-based. Purpose-based languages. But Python is not for a particular purpose. Any kind of applications we can develop today by using Python. Any kind of applications like web applications, automation applications, animation applications, graphical applications, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. Any applications you can develop using Python. That's the reason Python is the mostly used, mostly chosen programming language today for implementing different domains of different high-end technologies, right? Multi-programming, right? What all the features we are going to see in different other programmings, all the features we see in Python. Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. Different, it has taken some features and advantages from one programming, some features or advantages from other programming. From multiple programming languages, Python has taken the features and advantages. It was built. That's why we call it as hybrid language. Python is a high level language. High level language. There are two types of languages. Two types of languages. Two types of languages, right? Yes. Low level language, low level language, and high level language. Low level language and high level language. Low level language like assembly level language or machine level language. This assembly level language or machine level language, right? These languages are not human understandable, not human understandable. Secondly, they are not portable. Not portable. They cannot be carried from system to system. And machine dependent. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. Not hu s- not human understandable. They are not portable. They are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and operating system. Here, Python is a high level language. Python is a high level language which is human understandable. Looks like the statements of Python looks like normal English statements. They are portable. They can be carried and machine independent. They are human understandable, portable, and machine independent. Can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. It's a high level language. Python is a interpretation language. Interpretation means line by line execution. So here also we have got two categories. So here interpretation and compilation languages and interpretation languages. So here also we have got two categories, compilation languages and interpretation languages. Example of compilation, C language. Interpretation, Python is a interpretation language. So here, if you have got some code, lines of code, if you have got some code here, 10 lines of code, it executes the entire code at once. It executes the entire code at once. And if you got any errors, it will display the errors. But in the case of Python, if you have got some 10 lines of code, it executes statement interpretation, statement by statement. It executes statement by statement. Okay. Which makes debugging easy. Yes. One second. One second. Interpretation and compilation. Line by line execution, which makes debugging easy. So here, Python is a general purpose programming. Any kind of applications we can develop. Multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programmings. All the features we see. That's high level language, easily understandable, portable, and machine independent. interpreted language, line by line execution, and user-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements. Just I'll take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can just check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings. Not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming. Yes, you can just compare them coding wise, complexity wise, and length wise. Okay, so Python has got multiple programming features. Multi-programming features. What features Python has got? Python has procedural oriented procedural oriented programming features. Example like C language. That's got a procedural oriented programming like C language. Python has got object oriented programming features. Object oriented programming features like C++. Procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, and scripting. It has got the features of scripting features. Python has got scripting features like example, Linux shell script, and it has got the features of modular programming. Has got the features of modular programming. Yes. So Python has got procedural oriented programming features like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, scripting features like shell script, modular programming features like Modular 3. Because of this multiple programming features, we call Python as hybrid language. We call Python as hybrid language. See, Python and Java are the two major programming languages. Python and Java are the two major programming languages used for enterprise applications. But Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to object-oriented programming. They are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, we cannot write a Java program or an application. Without object-oriented programming, we cannot write a Java program or application. But in Python, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, or with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. Yes. And using scripting, Python has got a lot of features. It has got vast libraries, right? Even for scripting and modular programming. Because of this modular programming, Python has got a great boom today because Python is supporting or providing many inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environments. Whatever environment you are from, Python has got a module. If you're from networking or testing or data science or database, or big data, or whatever environment you are from. Python is providing modules for each and every environment. For example, if I talk about these modules, separate modules for even for data science, right? For data science, Python is providing separate modules. That's what separate modules for data science. And for big data, it has got separate modules for like a Spark, PySpark. Means for data science, Python is providing nearly 15 to 20 modules, 15 to 20 modules it is providing, like NumPy, CP, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, right? Yes. Even for networking environment, separate modules Python is providing, right? And for testing, right? Python has got separate modules for testing or test cases, even for operating system kinds of activities, for OS kinds of activities. The name of the module itself is OS. Okay. For databases, for every databases, for Oracle database, right? For Oracle database, it has got a PyMySQL, right? Just 1 second. Just give me a second. Right. For data science, for big data, for networking, testing, operating system, and for any database, for every database, right? Python to connect with any database, a module is required. For Oracle, CX underscore Oracle module. For MySQL, right? PyMySQL, right? Yes. And for SQL server, right? It provides PyODBC module. Python has got PyODBC. It's very simple for Python to connect with any database, not like other programming languages, right? Yes, just by using this module and by providing the connecting details, connection parameters, right? Python can connect with any database. Python can connect with any database, right? Yes. And apart from this, we have got a separate modules available for each and every file format. For example, I want to create an Excel workbook. Just by writing Python code, In executing the Python code, Excel workbook is going to be created. Within the Excel workbook, again, I want to create sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. By writing Python code only, I can just create the sheets, everything by writing Python code, not only for Excel files, for comma separated values, CSV files, for JSON files, for XML files, PDF files, any kind of file formats, Python is providing separate modules. And for mathematical operation, the name of the module itself is math. And for statistical operations, and for mathematical operations, for statistics, and for generating graphs. Any types of graphs we can generate by using Python. Normal graphs, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, any types of graphs we can generate in Python. So here, yes, different types of modules. So in this way, Python is supporting nearly 89,000. Python is supporting 89,300 modules. Python is supporting this many modules for different environments, right? This many modules for different environments. Yes. Okay. So whatever environment you are from, either from networking environment or testing environment or data science environment or big data environment or database environment, right? Python is providing modules not only for the computer applications, but for other applications like civil environment, electronics environment, right? Python has got modules. Okay. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python real-time applications, right? Yes. Python real-time. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. You may ask, from the last 20-25 years, Java.NET are mostly used in developing web applications. Why again Python means? Python has got a framework called Django framework. It has got a framework. It's a framework of Python. With this, at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. That too with very less code. It has got many flexible features. Nearly total of nearly like 50% of the code is generated by itself. Right. It has got its own database also, right? SQLite database. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. Yes. And Python is also mostly used in automation applications. Automation applications. Yes, sir. The talk of the industry, right? Data science total implementation goes in Python. Data science for machine learning, deep learning for all this, right? The implementation goes in Python. And apart like IoT and for DevOps, writing automation scripts. So IoT, Internet of Things, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? So here, 90% of the coding in Python and even in data science, everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference using data or data science. We, p- we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classification, data clustering, data recommendations. The blend of technique, the main technique what we see here, ML, machine learning. In machine learning, we have got many algorithms like regression, classification, clustering, recommendations, pattern matching. For all this to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used programming for implementing this machine learning, deep learning, and data science environment, right? Yes. And DevOps for writing automation scripts using Python, where Python has got a vast number of libraries for this scripting. And also for big data environment, another major area like big data environment, right? Big data applications, lot of big data applications are getting developed using Python, and especially uh, big data, like wherever you see like huge data is involved, like not only GBs, terabytes or petabytes of data. We have got some big data tools like Hadoop, Spark, especially Spark. It is a very high speed processing technology with a very high rate of speed, that is huge data processing in quick time, implemented using Python language. We call like PySpark, right? And apart from this, for graphical user interface or for animation applications, right? We have got like PyQt, TK Inter, PyQt are some modules supported by Python. And apart from this, for scientific applications, right? Yes. We have got CP for analysis. For numerical analysis, it has got like NumPy. It has got what? NumPy. Mm. Numerical Python, scientific Python, and apart from its Python is also used for gaming or game development. Lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. Single user, multi-user online games, especially for developing games in Python, is providing separate frameworks like Pygame. It's one framework given by Python for developing games. One more framework given by Python for developing games, PyCora. And for 3D games, 3D rendering libraries like PySoy is available. And also for other like scheduling tasks, Python is providing Airflow for it, and for testing or for test cases, and even for software development, right? Python is preferred. Uh, most of the software developers make use of Python as the support language. And for business applications, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. One of the hottest application of Python, like database applications. Without database, there is no web application. Python can connect with any database like Oracle, MySQL, DB2, SQL Server, right? Postgres, and database applications. So for scheduling, for test cases, for software development, for business applications. Apart from that, even for networking applications, right? Yes, for networking applications. For applications, for network programming or for network applications, Python providing a separate framework like Twisted Python. It's a framework given by Python for network applications or for network programming. Twisted Python, right? Yes. And apart from this, Python is used for web scraping, right? Extracting data, extracting data or scraping data from different websites. You've got separate modules like URL lib module, BS4. And apart from this, Python is used for embedded applications. Embedded applications, the most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, right? Which uses Python for its computation, right? And also for audio video applications, audio and video applications. So many audio and video applications are getting developed today by using Python. As part of full stack, Python full stack, I'm going to discuss some of these audio video applications how we develop. And for CAD or 3D CAD applications, for CAD applications or 3D CAD applications, right? Computer aided designing, and also for computer vision. Computer vision. For face detection, color detection, object detection, right? And for data analysis. For data analysis. And for desktop applications, single user console applications, right? Python is preferred. So these are, in this way, many applications that we can develop today by using Python. So in big data applications, web applications, automation applications, GUI, scientific applications, for numerical analysis, for game development, for business applications, database applications, for embedded applications, right? Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? Topmost applications build topmost applications, right? Built using Python. Yes. Google. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. The Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was written in Python. Yahoo. YouTube using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Uber pricing algorithm. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Uber pricing algorithm, right? Instagram. Instagram, right? The prime reason for Instagram to choose Python, right, is Python practicality, its hybrid feature. And even NASA is using Python for its research and development activities because of this Python hybrid features. Some other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, that's developed using Python. And Netflix, popular OTT platform like Netflix using Python for its security, automation, subscription related things. Right? MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Right? And Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python. And for hard iRobot for military and for commercial applications. And for hardware testing purpose, for hardware testing like companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? So from the discussion what we had till now, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. What are the reasons? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. First thing is very less code. Very less code we see in Python. Very less code. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python or migrating towards Python because of its very less code. Second thing is like simple syntaxes given by Python. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programmings. And one more feature, important feature like interactive mode. Interactive mode given by Python. Interactive mode means we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. For example, in the bottom search panel, I'm typing CMD. Press enter. If Python is already installed in your system, type Python, say enter. So this Python version, Python interpreter is getting opened. So you can type any valid Python statements here. You can interact with Python. 4 plus 5, I'm asking. What is that? 23 into 12. X is 10. X is 10. Y is 20. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? X minus Y. X into Y. X by Y. All this X into 2. 10 into 2. X to the power. Power means double star. 10 square. X equal to hello. For every statement, it gives response. X into 3. Hello for 3 times. X into 5. Hello for 5 times. In this way, you can keep on interacting with Python. For every statement, it gives response. This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages. Yes. Wide varieties of application. Okay, multi-programming features. It has got multi-programming features. Multi-programming features. Wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed, right? Different types of applications. Wide varieties of applications we can create by using Python. And many built-in libraries given by Python. Why Python is mostly chosen today? Because of this many built-in libraries provided by it. Means nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python providing for different environments. So these are the major reasons for which Python is made suddenly super popular, mostly used today. Apart from this, okay. Today, Python is the #1 ranked programming with a diversified number of applications creations. Just, just I'm opening Google and I'll show you, right, the popular coding language today, which is the mostly used programming language. Popular coding language. Popular coding language, right? Just check this. So just observe these results for it. The most popular programming language. So Python stands first. Python stands first. You can check here. Python. Next comes Java and other programs. Most popular programming languages. Okay. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python, next Java, JavaScript, other things. Python remains most popular programming language. Most programming languages, most used programming languages, right? Yes. So most used programming languages by developers, Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So all this will be discussed as part of the course, right? So as part of this Python full stack, Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, all this is going to be covered as part of this full stack course. What programming languages should you learn? Python, JavaScript. Emerging programming languages. based on the popularity. Python, Java, JavaScript. The Python is the mostly used. Next comes Java, JavaScript. Top 10 programming languages for the beginners to learn. Python, Java, JavaScript. Rankings, if you see, Python is the number one rank. You see this rank 1, Python, rank 2, Java, rank 3, JavaScript, ranking wise. Python is the mostly used. Can you check here? Python is the mostly used. Next comes Java, JavaScript. Top, see here, number of top 39 computer science departments that use language to teach introductory courses in US. Python mostly used. Next comes Java, MATLAB. Okay, you can see this ranking also, right? You can check this ranking. Python is the number one ranked. Can you see here? 1, 2, 3 ranks, language. And if you see, observe here, even you can see a big graph here. The mostly used programming language, Python is the mostly used. Yeah, Python 31% used, Java 19% used, C++ 9.8, C 6% it is used, right? Yes. And even if you observe these things, ranking based on average salaries, ranking based on average salaries. Python is the number, Python, right? And ranking by job openings. Python stands first. Python and SQL stands first in this job openings. You can just check Python jobs. Just open this Python jobs. You can check in Google. Quite a lot of jobs for Python. This Python developer jobs. 1,70,167 Python openings. Can you see here? 1,70,167 Python openings. Even apart from this, if you have got knowledge on frameworks of Python, Django framework, Django jobs, people who knows Django is very less. People who has command on this Django is very, very less, right? Can you see here? 27,000 Django jobs, right? Django jobs, right? People who are, okay. People might be knowing Python, but framework of Python like Django, very less people, right? Yes. So let me show you the course content, what I'm going to discuss as part of this course from the ground level to the advanced level. All right. Python basics. What is Python? Why Python? History of Python, applications, features, advantages, versions of Python, flavors of Python, installation of it, and Python operations, Python modes of execution, interactive mode, batch mode, editors and IDEs, Python data types, constants, variables, comments in Python, print function, input function, type conversion, input type ID, comments in Python, escape sequences in Python, strings in Python, string indexes and string slicing, right? Operators in Python, arithmetic operators, comparison, logical, assignment, shorthand, bitwise, membership, and identity operators. Python IDEs, different types of IDEs, right? Working not on a single IDE, I'll be showing you on multiple IDEs like PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Anaconda distributions, right? Anaconda prompt and navigator, and flow control statements, basic Python, flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Collections in Python, Python lists, list indexing, list properties, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list, Python tuples, tuple creations, tuple properties, indexing, slicing, different ways of creating it, tuple operations, tuple addresses, Python sets, set of properties, set creation, set of functions in Python, dictionaries, functions in Python, different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, arbitrary arguments, different categories, lambda function, filter function, map function, reduce function, modules in Python, modular programming, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, mod package in Python, errors and exception handling in Python, file handling, right? File handling in Python, working with files, and object-oriented programming concepts in brief, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, types of inheritance, and regular expressions in Python. We have got different modules I'm be discussing regarding regular expressions, database connectivity, how to connect with the database and how to perform database related operations. I'll also show you installation of one database if it doesn't have, right? Python data and time module, OS operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, working with CSV files, XML files, JSON files, GUI programming, graphical user interface, Excel workbook, working with Excel files, data analytics like Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, introduction to data science, Python, Pandas module in brief, Python, NumPy module in brief, Python, Matplotlib module in brief, right? These 30 topics I'll be discussing in brief from basic to the advanced level, right? Especially these modules, you have got lot of jobs available on this Pandas module of Python, NumPy module, numerical Python, and a Matplotlib module. Jobs available only on these three modules. So in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing about this. Yes, we can just compare this course content with other training sites and check how brief we are going to, how depth we are going to go into this. So these 30 topics. So for this Python core, right? For Python core programming, it will take nearly, we'll be spending nearly 70 hours for it, around 2 months duration. 6,000 is the course fee for this Python. But apart from that, people who wants to go for full stack, means the frameworks of Python, Django framework, right? Web framework, the Django installation, project architecture, application creations, the Django views, templates, and the Django admin, the Django models, advanced concepts, right? Apart from this Django, right? One more, we're taking a full stack Python. One more framework I'm going to discuss freely, that is Flask framework of Python. And also you will be discussed, you will be given knowledge on this UI technologies if it doesn't have knowledge on this HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript in brief, and MySQL database. So for all this also, this frameworks, whatever I discussed, it takes 70 more hours and nearly like 2 more months duration for this. And a project will be discussed at the last, right? Fine. So totally, if you're taking 6,000 is for Python, 7,000 is for this all these frameworks and other things. But if you're taking the entire package, Python full stack package, 12,000 is the course fee. So the timing of this batch will be at 7 a.m. Same timing, 7 a.m. the course timing of for this batch. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow also, you people can attend the session to see how this, right? Tomorrow I'll be discussing more on this, not replication or duplication of today's session. Like, so you'll be getting the core, each and every video, session video, soft copy of the class notes and assignments and tasks. And a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussions. If you got any errors, you can just take the snap of it and you can post in the WhatsApp. Anybody can answer it. And previously asked interview questions, right? These things. Now, if you've got any queries related to this, you can just go with your queries, right? Yes. So what we have discussed in today's session. Tomorrow, more discussion like Python comparison with other programmings. And means I'll take some coding wise, I'll show you how simple this Python statements tomorrow's class, right? And sample snippets of Python, how simple generating graphs in Python, I'll be discussing, right? Any other queries, right? Yes. Anyway, all the sessions will be interactive sessions, right? You will be kept in unmuted status for each and every statement I type. You people will be responding. What will be the expected output of it? Daily class will be at 7 a.m. right? 7 a.m. only. This one. Dash timing is at 7 a.m. only, right? Yes. Yes. Yeah, fine. So if there are no other queries, if I'm done with the queries, I'll just sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time, using the same link to see more discussion on this one. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow. Okay?